Good Monday morning. It's not bad this morning. The sun feels really nice. I'm going to kind of go through much of the same stuff here. We're going to take care of the cows and the calves. I'm going to drain these water tanks again. No sooner did I get those tanks emptied, dumped out, cleaned out, than the calves started pulling a bunch of the straw that's in behind them. Started pulling that in there. The tanks got nasty again, so I'm gonna have to drain those again and clean them up a little bit, get one leveled off real well, and then get them both filled back up. Also gonna fill up the tank for the calf and the cow there. Then we're going to go out and give the cows a really good look over. 17.1 and 17.2 have kind of been getting bagged up a little bit. So we're going to go over that, give a good look at them, make sure they're still in good shape. Not really in good shape, but just kind of monitor their progress here, see if they're bagging up earlier or how close they're getting. I've got to leave here in maybe this afternoon, tomorrow, something like that. I'm going to apologize in advance. Typically, I have some videos in store that I can have prepared to kind of go out automatically. But for some reason, my microphone has not been connecting. So as I set the phone up and I start doing some things and showing you, I spend, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes kind of going over whatever project I was working on. Go back and try to download it and edit, and there's no sound whatsoever. I've had several videos like that. So I do apologize. There are going to be some days here that are going to be missing, and I am sorry. I just can't do anything about that. I'll try to get a couple prepared, uploaded, and ready to go, but I'm just not sure what I'm going to have available. So, but that said, I'm going to go drain these tanks and fill them up, clean them, and then fill them up, and then we'll start checking everybody out. Let's get to work. All right, we're getting to the point where we're getting close to the point, I guess I should say, that we won't be doing this much longer. Much longer, still being a couple of months, but I'm definitely ready to be done kind of hauling water hose and pumping water and that kind of thing. We still got to vaccinate. This mama and calf will already be out with the rest of the cows out in the pasture. As the heifers calve, we'll move them down here to the corral for a couple days, make sure everybody's doing well, everybody's doing fine, everybody's getting enough milk, the mamas are being good, calves are getting plenty of milk. If they are doing well and being successful, we'll kick them out into the pasture. So we'll kind of move those through and get them out and out in the pasture there with the rest of them. What that'll do is that'll only leave the 3 bulls and the 1 steer. So at that point, we'll only have 4 in here, which will dramatically reduce the amount of time necessary to feed, water, and all of that stuff. Mid-July, we'll be able to kick them out as well. So I'll have a period from July, August, September, October, and November. We will bring everybody in probably November. We'll vaccinate again and just give updates, wormer and all of that stuff. And from that point, the only ones that will stay in here from that point on will be the calves. We'll start weaning in that time frame. So hopefully that gets here sooner than later, because to be honest, this is time consuming and just kind of a pain. But it is what it is. It's part of the operation here. We don't have 2 separate pastures. Otherwise, it would be really easy. But right now, we'll get this water taken out. We'll get these guys, the tanks cleaned out, get everything set up the way it should be, and check the cow calf, go check the cows. So those of you who aren't familiar, we have this creek, and out here in the pasture, we've got irrigation ditches. And the water for the irrigation ditches just comes straight off this creek, just a little higher up. Everything in the pasture has water actively there that they can get to in the irrigation ditches. And so they're fine for water all the time. The ones that I have in this corral here and this little corral don't have access to the creek or to the ditches. So what I have to do is I have to throw the suction obviously into this creek, hook it up to the pump, and then what I'll do is I'll pump it into these tanks for these guys so that they have plenty of access to good fresh water every day. It's kind of a tedious process, but it is what it is. I've got to take care of these guys, and this is what we've got. So this is kind of the process. I throw that in. I've got to prime the pump. So to do that, I have to put in about a half of a gallon of water here into the suction end of the pump. If I don't do this, what'll happen is the pump will, it's called cavitate, meaning it gets basically airlocked, so it won't be able to put enough suction on the water that's in this hose from the creek. It won't have enough pressure to pull that water in, and it won't pump any water from here to there. So I have to prime the pump. From there, we'll put this the discharge line on there, and then I've got to drag this over here to these tanks. You'll see me kind of pulling this hose back because I don't need all that hose. And what it'll do is it'll kind of kink up and become a problem. So what I do is I pull it in the direction that I'm going to need it next. I have a switch on the other end that I've already shut off. So here, I'm going to turn the pump on. Then when I get ready to use the hose, I'll use the switch at that end so I don't have to go back and forth when I'm turning the water on and off to clean those tanks. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot put the camera in the corral with the kids there because as soon as I do, they'll start sniffing it and knock it over. And that's just kind of the norm for those guys. So I have to put the phone out, or excuse me, yes, the phone slash camera. I've got to put it out here so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'll just end up having the phone knocked over a bunch of times. And honestly, with the wind right now, I'm not sure the phone's not going to fall over anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this camera a little bit to kind of help reduce it from getting knocked over. It may work or it may not work, but we'll find out. But you can see that as soon as I put anything in the corral there, I'll kind of zoom in. As soon as I start putting anything in there, that's just the hose that I just tossed in there. What a knucklehead. As soon as that goes in there, the calves are going to start messing with it. There's a reason I call them the kids. It's because they're like small children. To be honest, got this shovel and I got the pitchfork in there as well. So between the two, I should be able to clean this out pretty well. First, I'm going to kind of clean this tank because I can fill this tank once it's clean. I can fill this tank. While it's filling, I can work on the other tank. But this will get them water, so they have water. They'll be good to go. All right, so I've kicked the pump on. Takes it a few minutes to get from there. I know, kids, I know. So I can see it catching pressure right now. It'll be sending water this way. I don't know if you can see this knucklehead, but this guy here, this guy is 14-1. That's him. He's a knucklehead. He is the worst kid I've got. He's overly friendly, which is not a bad thing typically, except for he literally is into stuff all the time. I can't do anything without him messing with it or being in here under my feet or messing with me or whatever. He can be a pain. He's like your little boy who's always into everything. He's kind of like that. So now we got some water. So I'm just going to kind of clean this one out a little bit here. And then I'm going to dump it. Get out of there. All right, we'll take a look. Yep, that'll work. All right, now I got that tank cleaning. Now I can kind of get this stuff out. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of swap it a couple times as I go, but you can see all the straw that they pulled off and pulled into this tank. So I've got to get all that out. Then I'll get this board out from there. Move it. Where's my shovel? Hey kids, what's up? So now I'm going to try to level this a little bit. There we go. I'm going to pull it back and I'm going to drain it as well. Again, just the same way I did that one. There's so much straw in there, it's kind of clogged the drain here. All right, now. And 14.1 is trying to be up under me again. Watch out, you old knucklehead. All right. Now, let's take a look at that. I think that's gonna do us. All right, that went pretty well. About as well as can be expected around here. Watch out, knucklehead. Watch out, you old knucklehead. I'm not sure if you are familiar with cows at all. Cows, calves, bulls, whatever. They, when they, for example, two bulls, if they go to fighting or whatever, they use their heads to kind of push and drive against each other and try to kind of push the others back. And so that's kind of why I call him Knucklehead, is because he'll get feisty and try to push me around with his head and that kind of thing. And to be perfectly honest, he's plenty big. He weighs 650, maybe 700 pounds right now. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't have a lot of problem pushing me around. You'd be amazed at how strong these animals are. The cows, like all animals, will have kind of a pecking order. And so what they do is they kind of establish dominance with each other. And that's additionally one of the ways that they will establish dominance, is kind of literally pushing the others around. So yeah, that's what they do for dominance, is kind of push each other around with their heads and that kind of thing until one gives up, whichever one. And that's how they establish dominance. It's also how they kind of mess with each other and that kind of thing as well. But you'll see a cow will literally, if they're feeding, a cow will kind of just charge into the center of a group of other cows that are feeding, and she use her head to kind of push everybody else back. And she's kind of telling the others, and I'm sure it's already been established, depending on how long she's been with the rest of the cows, that she is more dominant or higher on the pecking order than those others are. And so that's kind of their method of determining who the leader is and all of those things. So I call him Knucklehead because he does that all the time. He tries to push me around, mess with me a little bit, all of these wonderful things. All right, I've got this tank level. What? Hi, buddy. Oh, I'm cleaning tanks and messing with calves. What are you doing? So as you can see, we got a storm coming in. It's coming in pretty quickly. This morning when I came over here, it was not nearly this bad. Say hi, buddy. Hi. Say hi, Grant. Just nephew's here helping me. Yeah, we got this storm blowing in. It's cool and it's kind of nasty right now, to be honest. So get these water tanks full and then move on. This is how quickly storms can move in. Kind of showed you a little video a few minutes or another section here just a minute ago, but this is all just moved in since I've been here. I've only been here maybe a half hour and it was nothing like that. You can see up here, that's all rain right there. It's all dropping out of the clouds right there. Right along here, right along the foothills right there, that's all rain. You're seeing it drop in right here, that's all rain. I don't have a lot of time before I get a bunch of rain on me here. It's already been kind of dropping a little bit here and there on me. You can see the cows out there in the pasture. I'll try to get a quick walkthrough. If not, I'll just do it this afternoon. Come out and take a look at it, make sure everybody's doing well. So we'll go check this water again on this cow, and we'll see what the weather does. Our water tank here is full for the babe. She was over here checking and making sure I was doing everything satisfactorily. I'm too close to the babe, so mom is calling her, telling her this is a dangerous place to be, but we're all good. Little baby right there. Hey, kid. Just like that, this is spring weather for sure. Beautiful blue skies above us again. Storm went that way. You can see it's still here. So I'm going to take a quick look at the cows. Still 15. 17-1. We've been talking about her for a couple of days now. You can see she's bagging up pretty good. Boy, it's so hard to tell with black on black like that. But she's bagging up pretty good. She's still not very close or anything like that. But we're just kind of keeping an eye on her. And I'm going to try to get out here and check these cows before it gets too awful rainy again, because it's just right there. And that's the way the storms will go. They'll just continue to kind of blow in and rain on us for a bit and then blow back out. And this is 16-1, also one that we've been talking about quite a bit, about getting closer. You can see her bag. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. We can see hers a little better because it's got like a little patch of white on it right there. But she's starting to get bagged up a little bit again. Let me zoom back out. I'm going to try to jump the ditch here. See if I can do it without falling in. And she's nowhere near ready as well, but we'll just continue to keep an eye on her. This is 14-1. She's starting to build a little bag. Let's see who this is. Okay, this is 13, and she's getting a good bag on her as well. You can see right here her teats are getting pretty large, and she's getting a little slack as well. She's actually getting a little slack, so we'll have to keep an eye on her. The only real thing that I'll say about her is that she's done this the last couple of years. She'll get a little slack and look like she's going to have a calf for 2 or 3 weeks. 17-2 is still bagged up. Let's see. 16-2. Nobody else looks like anybody's getting serious to calving or not. Hi there, little buddy. Hi there, little buddy. We got this kid right here. 13 is going to come say hello to us. We'll see if she wants to sniff our hand. Give us a little lick. Yeah, give us a little lick. She's a cutie, this one. She's just kind of that little quiet female that just really sweet, really good disposition. So we got these kids right here. You can see Mama's getting a little more familiar with us. 17-4 is actually kind of she's getting her hormones. So the calf belongs to 17-2, but you can see that 17-4 is really kind of starting to hang out with this calf quite a bit now, and maybe not steal the calf, but she's definitely getting those mothering instincts and trying to be next to the calf all the time now. So purple 6, she's just going to walk on by. She looks good. They don't look to be having any bag swelling or anything like that. He's going to go give her a little check and kiss her a little bit. 17-4. 17-4. How you doing, Mama? How you doing, babe? Are you ready to have a calf, are you? You ready to have your own baby? All right. Let me get out here and check the rest of these guys. That rain's coming back. So you can see it getting over us again. That's pretty much the cycle around here this time of year. It'll cloud up, storm on us, and then go away. And then cloud up and storm on us, and then go away. 17-4 is getting a little bag, nothing to worry about. 18-4, 18-2, high 15. So she's starting to build a little bag, nothing. But this is by and far our biggest cow. She is really long, and she's just really put together, I guess is what I would say. And it's so funny to me because even though she is our biggest cow by far, her calves are typically the smallest ones we end up keeping. She'll have a regular sized calf, but they don't grow to be this size, which is fine with this. They grow to be a nice small regular calf. Hi, 18.4. 18.4 is getting a little bag on her. We need to kind of keep an eye on her. How's she doing? She's not slack at all. Nobody's slack. Everybody looks good. All right. I think that's going to be the end of that. Hi, babe. You're all right. Keep an eye on this little kid right here. We'll just keep an eye on him. These two here are both going to team up to mother this little bugger here, I guess. So we'll keep an eye on them. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate your patience. Thank you. Have a great day.